The school district police chief who delayed launching an assault on a mass shooter who killed 19 children and 2 teachers in Uvalde in Texas has been placed on administrative leave. Chief Pete Arredondo was in charge of the law enforcement response in Uvalde on the day of the school attack. Mark LaBelle has more.
It was a school shooting that shocked America, but the aftermath is proving painful too. Uvalde's school district police chief spoke on the day of the attack a month ago.
Safety measures were taken to make sure that we had a safe release for the rest of the district, and we had numerous law enforcement officers and agencies that assisted with the safety release for those students.
But now he's been placed on administrative leave with immediate effect, even before an investigation into the response from law enforcement agencies concludes, as the security operation is roundly criticised.
There's compelling evidence that the law enforcement response to the attack at Robb Elementary was an abject failure. 3 minutes after the subject entered the West Building, there was a sufficient number of armed officers wearing body armor to isolate, distract, and neutralize the subject.
Claims of delayed action backed up by a disturbing timeline of events, which shows it was over an hour into the shooting when the officers confronted and killed the gunman. And these pictures from the scene of armed police with rifles and a shield arriving earlier and with more powerful weaponry than previously reported. All details adding further discomfort to relatives of the 19 children and 2 teachers killed in Texas, wondering whether everything that could have been done was done to save lives. Mark LaBelle, BBC News.
Let's take you live to New York and join Trinity Chavez from CBS News. Trinity, can you give us a sense still at the scale of the anger that the public feels over what happened in Uvalde?
Well, there has been a lot of public outrage to the police response to this mass shooting, especially after Colonel Steve McGraw testified that there were enough armed officers in the school hallway 3 minutes after the shooter walked into the school. But police waited 74 minutes before breaching what was now said to be an unlocked door.
And Trinity, how much of what has happened in Uvalde is feeding into the whole debate in the US about gun control? Because we have had this significant breakthrough in the Senate.
Yes, so Senate negotiators agreed on a bipartisan gun violence bill on Tuesday, and among the provisions are tougher background checks on younger firearms buyers, stricter rules for firearms sellers, and more gun trafficking penalties. The Senate could pass the bill by the end of the week, and in a statement, the National Rifle Association said that it opposes the measures, which is said to would open the door to put burdens on the exercise of the Second Amendment.
Trinity, thanks so much for joining us from New York.